Welcome to Badminton Weekly with me, Jasmine Lim. We're down to the final two HSBC BWF World Tour events, the Yonex US and Canada Open, before the Olympics begin. For the American and Canadian players who've qualified for the Games, these home tournaments will be extra special, giving them a chance to fine-tune their game in front of a partisan crowd. But this North American leg is not just about the home favorites, as Peter Gator explains.
We're getting into the very late stages for some of them of the Olympics, maybe the biggest tournament of their career. Some of them not tired, but they will need a little bit of space after a really tough qualification. And still, you have tournaments where you're playing at home. It means you also want to do well. So I think it's a question of resetting and saying, okay, now it's all about preparing. So some of the things that they are working on in their games, respectively, they want to improve that in these tournaments. And at the same time, performing at home is always special. So I think because they go to the Olympics, there will also be even more attention on these players at home. There will definitely be more focus from the media than in a normal tournament, because and maybe some journalists will follow them even more, or the media will follow them even more, because these are tournaments heading up to the Olympics, and we don't have a lot of tournaments left before the actual Olympics. So all in all, I think it's a matter of staying focused on the big occasion coming up in a short while, because we're getting closer. And of course, it's in the back of their mind to take care of their body and not risk any unnecessary injuries. This is also a way for these players to test off a few things. And it also depends a little bit on where are you on are you just qualified for the Olympics, then these tournaments will have a bigger impact and a bigger meaning. Or you have some players where you're talking medal favorites of the Olympics, and they will go into these tournaments with a different approach and maybe test off even more different kind of things in their game. So it's also a little bit a difference on where you are. So it's very detailed, and they are also looking at parts of their game and saying, okay, do I have time to actually improve this, and how can I do this? They need to prioritize the different elements of their game, because they can't do everything. We are already getting closer, so it's not a lot of time. So they have to be really planning very carefully, very detailed about these weeks.
In terms of preparation, a second World Tour title of the year couldn't have come at a better time for Aya Ohori. The win at the Australia Open not only boosted the Japanese shuttler's confidence, but also helped her break into the top 10 for the first time in her career.
She's done it! 21-16 in the third. Smile of relief. And it's 3-0 on the head-to-head, but wow, that was quite the match.
そうですね。優勝も目標にはしていたんですけど、いい形で優勝はしたかったですけど、そんなにちょっと言葉に出すのも怖かったので、あんまり言ってはいなかったんですけど、本当に優勝したくて、初戦から本当に気合を入れてやっていたので、そういう試合運びだったりとか。気持ちの保ち方っていうのが今大会を通じて本当にいい感覚っていうのをつかむことができたので、オリンピックも本当に、これ以上のやっぱり準備っていうのが必要になってくるとは思うんですけど、この1ヶ月ちょっとでしっかり 100% の準備ができるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Ohori's main target for this year was to qualify for her first ever Olympics. The Japanese, however, was ecstatic that she could tick off being in the top 10 from her list of goals.
近場の目標としてトップ10に入るっていうのを大きな目標として私自身ここまでやってきたので、このオリンピックの前のこの最後の大会でトップ10に入ることができて、本当にいい形でオリンピックを迎えられるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
At the 2022 Asian Games, Ohori stunned many when she went under the radar to clinch a bronze medal. While the situation may be different this time in Paris, the 27-year-old feels that her attention will be more on her compatriot Akane Yamaguchi.
スポーツの世界なので、やっぱり実力っていうのが一番になってくるとは思いますし、やっぱりトップの選手、日本でいうと山口選手だったり、ずっとエースを走り続けて、そういう人たちがスポットライトを一番に浴びるっていうのはスポーツの世界当たり前のことなので、自分でも 重々に分かっていることですし、ただやっぱりそういう注目をされるトップの選手たちも本当に大きなプレッシャーを抱えながらやっているのかなと思うので、そういう意味では私自身本当にチャレンジャーで本当に守るものがないと思っているので、そういう意味では、そういうトップの皆さんと比べると本当にチャレンジャー精神失うものはないぐらいの気持ちでやっていけるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
No matter what approach Ohori sets for herself, our expert Steen Pedersen believes that being at an Olympic venue itself can overwhelm even the biggest names in the sporting world.
Yeah, that's a very nice approach to take. I would like to discuss it further with her after the games when she's experienced what it's like to be at the Olympics, because it's a totally different experience. I've witnessed many players going into the Olympics saying, "Well, this is just another badminton tournament," and then they've changed their approach a little bit when they come out of the tunnel and into the Olympic Stadium for the opening ceremony, and they see all these athletes from all around the world, or they're standing next to LeBron James in the lineup for food or for delivery of dirty clothes and so on. So it's a totally different thing. I can promise that there will be goosebumps in Paris. Whether Ohori will experience that, of course we never know, but I think she might reconsider after the games. It's a tough competition, and I can tell you there's a good chance that nerves will be jangling.
Speaking of the Olympics, China's Chen Xingchen and Jia Yifan are the pair to beat in Paris, having won 18 of their 21 final appearances in all competitions since Tokyo 2020. Despite the favorites tag, the world number ones are enjoying their time in the spotlight.
And they've done it. And the record books are rewritten. The first pair, Chen Xingchen and Jia Yifan, to win 3 consecutive women's doubles titles. Missed it. And it is a record 4th title for Chen Xingchen and Jia Yifan.
Chen Xingchen and Jia Yifan are no strangers to gold medals. The Chinese pair have collected 10 golds, including the Asian Games since the start of last year, and while they fell just short in Tokyo, Jia admits they still enjoyed their first Olympic adventure.
我觉得就是东京确实我们没有什么经验，而且我们也对未知充满了新鲜感。而且在面对未知的时候，我觉得我们会有一点不知所措。但是我们这一次经过3年的历练，我觉得我们有了一定的经验，所以我们就一直在做好过程，享受这样的过程。那么结果的话，就交给结果吧。对。
With plenty of winning experience under their belt, Chen and Jia love being tagged as the favorites for the upcoming Olympics. The world number ones are confident in their pursuit for gold, but will there be added pressure from setting such a high target?
我真没有，我觉得就是全力以赴就好了。对，很感谢湿热门嘛，要是不湿热门的话，连夺冠的希望都没有了。就是那就冲击冠军嘛，就是全力以赴就好了。
状态就是在预期当中吧，因为我们在家里面训练的时候也是练的，就是训练都练得比较系统，而且之前还参加过德国杯，所以我就还是蛮期待这次就是，多走多进一轮是一轮，我们是这种心态，对。
Training and match experience, however, were not the only factors that contributed to the world number one's preparations. The Chinese pair have a special diet catered just for the Olympics, and they are staying tight-lipped about the menu.
队伍团队去就是为了保障我们每天都吃的比较营养。真的，具体吃什么的话，我觉得这个是小秘密了。可能如果有这个吃的成效，然后在巴黎，对，
没成效就你说吃这些不行的。
对，在巴黎有真的助力到我们，我会公布我们的食谱。
对。
好吃吗？
那肯定嘛，那每天我们俩吃的可开心了。
对，每天最盼望的就是吃饭。
对。
Chen and Xia are looking forward to getting their second Olympic appearance underway. The Chinese pair believe they are fully prepared and can even compete if the games were to start tomorrow.
我心里都打完了，都打完那个就等那一天了。我觉得抓紧开始吧。
对，因为我们两个时刻准备，我们说下周去巴黎都可以，
明天出发都可以，
对，明天出发都可以的。
Another Chinese duo that have impressed lately are He Jiting and Reng Xiangyu. Paired up in October last year, they took just 1 month to secure their first World Tour title and quickly rose up to world number 8 courtesy of wins in Singapore and Australia. Steen Pedersen, however, is not too surprised by the Chinese pair's success.
I've always seen He Jiting as a player with excess capability, and yet he hasn't really fulfilled it until he started his partnership with Ren Xiangyu. I know he was in the World Championship final winning the silver with Tang Qiang, but the promises that he shown during the World Juniors, where he won the gold medal, and also in his early years as a mixed doubles player with Du Yue, it was obvious that we had a player of exceptional potential here. So I'm not surprised that He is part of this men's doubles. I'm a little bit more surprised that it's Ren Xiangyu who is his new partner, and that partnership has turned out playing so well as they are at the moment. He Jiting, he's a player who is playing really well at the back court and the front court, and he's a very dangerous player in my opinion. So now it seems like the Chinese management have succeeded finding him the right partner in Ren Xiangyu, who's quick on his feet, he's very agile, he can move well both in attack, side to side, back forwards, and he's also good in the flat game. So finding exactly that combination is not so easy, and I would like it a little bit to the situation in the Korean women's doubles, where you have already strong pairs, but you try to mix them around to see if you can find something that's even better. So the combination with Ren and He, I see He as the sort of finisher, the one who's really dangerous, who can score the points. That doesn't mean that Ren doesn't score points. He definitely does, but I see his role more as a playmaker to set things up for He Jiting. And in that matter, you can also compare them a little bit, just a tiny little bit, to the great Indonesian men's doubles who's now retired with Kevin Sukamuljo and Marcus Gideon. Kevin Sukamuljo there also being the finisher, the very creative player, as I think He Jiting is. Perhaps not to the extent of Kevin Sukamuljo, but it's also about finding the right player that Sukamuljo found in Gideon, and there's a good chance that He Jiting has found something similar in Ren Xiangyu, and the roles that they each fill in this double simply just complement each other so well. Well, I think that they are definitely going to move even higher on the world ranking to become world number 1. They have to beat one of their compatriots, Liang Weikeng and Wang Chang. I wouldn't rule that out. It requires consistency, it requires constant development, and it requires that you stay healthy and stay out of injuries. So it's a tough task to become world number 1. But at the moment in men's doubles, in my opinion, there's no outstanding world number 1 pair as we saw back in the days, again comparing with Gideon and Sukamuljo, who were the outstanding number 1 pair. So there's no such pair at the moment, so why not He Jiting and Ren Xiangyu? Why shouldn't they have a chance to become world number 1? I definitely think it's possible.
That's all the time we have on the show today. Do remember to catch Bei Wen-jiang and other Olympic-bound home favorites in Texas this week for the Yonex US Open. You can also stay up to date with the latest news updates from the new-look BWF app, Badminton for You. And let us know your thoughts, comments, and questions on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Until then, see you!